Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Tanya Files. All right, so recently Trump gave a statement saying that if you're pregnant, you shouldn't be taking Tylenol because it could possibly increase the risk of your baby being born with autism. And I heard that there has to be more research done before they can really confirm this, but some have said that it does increase the risk, and while Tylenol obviously denies it. But I wanted to react a little bit to this video from NBC, and there is a YouTube short I saw of a woman who is pregnant but is now on life support because she wanted to challenge Donald Trump's theory. I swear, stupidity needs to get lost and common sense needs to make a comeback.
Tylenol is not good. All right, I'll say it. It's not good.
President Donald Trump said the FDA would tell doctors that the use of acetaminophen or Tylenol in pregnancy can increase the risk of autism.
If you're pregnant, don't take Tylenol.
FDA Commissioner Dr. Marty Makary pointing to several studies, including one from Mount Sinai, that says prenatal exposure may increase the risk of neurodevelopmental disorders, including autism, but that further research is needed to confirm these associations and determine causality and mechanisms.
Obviously, Tylenol disagrees with the White House by this statement right here. You can pause the video if you need to be able to read it. But, it's like they said at the beginning, more research has to be done. And also, you have to remember that, are we just going to forget about all those commercials that we've seen over the years where they say, like, if you're breastfeeding or if you're pregnant, do not take this or this or this or this or this or this. You also don't smoke. You don't drink alcohol. Stuff like that, you would really think that this is common sense, but unfortunately, common sense is like journalism. It's dead these days. Now, I'm not in the medical field, and I've also never been pregnant, so I cannot comment on really what I think about Tylenol, but obviously drugs are not good for babies when you're pregnant, so I think I'm leaning more towards it's unhealthy, obviously, but do I think that Tylenol will cause autism? I do not know. But I think it is very selfish and irresponsible for a woman to be pregnant, and she hates Trump so much that she's like, you know what? I'm going to overdose on Tylenol, and when my baby isn't born with autism, I'm going to rub that in Trump's face. Well, guess what? She overdosed on Tylenol. She is now on life support, and the doctors do not know if she and the baby are going to survive or not. So first, I want to say thank you to JD for making this YouTube short. I'll definitely tag you in this video. I love your content, by the way, JD. Yeah, and so we'll watch this YouTube short.
I got a call, a very frantic call at 4 o'clock in the morning from a husband whose wife is now dying of liver failure on a ventilator in an ICU because she was trying to prove that Tylenol doesn't cause autism because of what Trump said.
Stupid.
He's on a ventilator. The husband is now having to choose between having the baby cut out and attempting to save the mother, whose liver is completely and totally shot now, by the way. The baby may or may not make it. The mother may or may not make it. The whole thing is a crapshoot at this point. All because this woman wanted to really stick it to Trump by taking an overdose amount of Tylenol while pregnant. Whether you believe that Tylenol causes autism or not, Tylenol will absolutely destroy your liver.
True.
You should not be taking large amounts of it, whether you're pregnant or not, but it's worse if you're pregnant. And I'm not at all shocked by this behavior. I'm just honestly disappointed. What about y'all? Let me know down in the comments.
I feel the same way, JD. I'm disappointed, and I'm also not surprised at the same time. I mean, everyone should know that you're going to cause liver damage if you take a lot of Tylenol, Advil, ibuprofen, etc. And obviously, when women are pregnant, you have to go to the doctor constantly to make sure that the mother and the baby are both healthy and doing okay. So, I just have so many questions about this unfortunate situation, and I'm also afraid to find out the outcome. As a Christian, I hope and pray that both the mother and the baby survive. I also believe, and this is just my opinion, I do believe that the mother should face child abuse charges. Because, she cared more about trying to prove Trump wrong over the well-being and safety of her baby. She was like, you know what? Instead of making sure that I'm giving the baby all the nutrition and the vitamins or whatever that they need, I'm just going to overdose on Tylenol and see if my baby is born with autism. I swear, to any women out there who think like this, like, if you hate Trump so much that you want to prove something that he said was wrong to the point that you're going to put your own baby at risk and even yourself at risk, then do the world a favor and don't have children. Because I feel bad for that baby that, like, either his or her mother cared more about her hatred towards Trump instead of taking care of her baby when it's not even here yet. I think this is pure evil. So again, I want to say thank you to JD. His video on this is how, I knew about Trump's statement, but there was a part of me that was thinking, well, like I said, I'm really not surprised, but I instantly was like, why do I have a bad feeling that there's going to be at least one stupid woman who's going to take a lot of Tylenol to try to see if her baby's going to be born with autism? And here we go. She was very stupid. I don't know if her husband knew about what she was planning to do. But yeah, I hope they both survive. I hope the baby has a chance at a healthy life. But since Tylenol can destroy your liver, I am concerned about the baby's liver. But yeah, I think the number one thing that the medical team needs to focus on is trying to save the mother and the baby, and then the mother needs to be charged with child abuse. And I don't think she should keep custody of that baby. Maybe some people would disagree with me on that, but here's the thing. It does not matter if you are a Trump supporter or if you're a Democrat, okay? It does not matter if you either believe what Trump said or if you don't. What's important is the well-being of that baby. So, thank you again to JD. I'm going to pull up your channels so that I can let people know about you, and I will tag you in this video. Okay, so here is JD's channel. Yeah, I love his YouTube shorts. Yeah, and he makes really good content, so thank you, JD. And I'm pretty sure he will keep us updated on this situation, but I really don't want a tragedy out of this already bad situation. So, again, let me know what you guys think about this. To anyone who might be watching this who is in the medical field, what do you think of the possibility of Tylenol increasing the risk of babies being born with autism? I can't really comment. I think that they could possibly be born with liver damage, but I don't know about autism. And also, to basically anyone who's watching, tell me, do you think the mother should face child abuse charges? And do you think the baby should be taken away from her? Because I would say yes to both of those things. Okay, so thank you, JD, and thank you to everyone who is watching. And thank you to NBC, and hopefully, let's just keep hoping and praying, I guess. But seriously, the stupidity needs to get lost, and the common sense needs to make a comeback. Seriously.